everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amanda if you're new here, and I'm a stay-at-home mom to one little girl named Maggie who is 19 months old. And today I just want to start off by giving a little update on our lives, just in case I kind of disappear for a while. So if you didn't know, I live in Florida and we actually just had a hurricane pass through, Hurricane Ian, last week, and thankfully we were not impacted very much at all at our house specifically. Just slightly north of us, the hurricane kind of passed by, and we're on the east coast of Florida. So if you're following the news at all, or you live in Florida, you know that the southwestern part of the state got hit the hardest. Some houses were completely underwater. Houses were washing away. The impact of the storm was devastating, absolutely horrible. We were so blessed that we barely got it. It did cross over the state as a Category 1. So it decreased from a Category 4 almost to Category 5, which is the highest categorization for a storm. And it downgraded to a 1 as it passed over the state. And much of Orlando was devastated with flooding. The theme parks, SeaWorld, Universal Studios, and Disney all closed for 2 days or more. And there's a lot of flooding. A lot of people lost power, even in the central part of the state. We didn't have much going on at all other than high winds and a lot of branches down, some trees. So we're just super thankful that we didn't even lose power for very long. We did have our power flicker on and off about 10 times during the day, the second day of the storm. But our neighbors across the street actually lost power for over a day. So super thankful, super blessed. I know a lot of people were worried about us, so thank you all for checking on us and just for praying for our safety and everything. We really appreciate it. It was definitely something big that our state had to go through, one of the worst storms, so just be praying for those affected. And yeah, it's a really big deal. I'm just super thankful that we didn't have as big of effects in our town. The next thing I want to update you guys on is something super sad. Our dog Jimmy is feeling quite ill. We think over the weekend he might have had a stroke, and we kind of waited it out to take him to the vet until Monday because we honestly thought he might be in his last days of life. Paul was definitely saying goodbye to him, very emotional. He lost his ability to walk very well, and he was pulling to one side, walking in circles. He was throwing up. He stopped eating and drinking. He's very old. He's at least 13, and for a Boston Terrier, the lifespan is 11 to 15 years. Paul's had him for almost 12 years already, and he was a rescue dog from the Midwest Boston Terrier Rescue, so we don't know exactly how old he was when he was rescued, but we did take him to the vet yesterday just to kind of do some testing, discuss what we should do. The vet was very kind, very sweet, definitely gave us options, so we opted to do a anti-nausea medication and injection for him. We also did blood work, of course. We have that sent out today, and a urine sample, so we'll be hearing back today. I'm waiting on the phone call actually. The vet thinks it's vestibular disease, at least that's what she thought before the test came back. She checked his inner ear for a rupture because she said that could impact his walking ability. It looked like his eardrum's totally intact, so it could be something to do with his brain. She did these different tests on his foot. She would flip his paw and then see if he would immediately flip it back the right way. And his front paws were responsive very quickly, but his back paws were a little delayed, so she was worried about that. And also just his weight loss in general. He's down from like 21 pounds to 18 pounds, and I've noticed that the past couple months as well, that he's just become very thin. It's very sad to see him going through this. I was feeling more emotional yesterday. This is my first pet that is going through end-of-life stuff, so it's really sad to watch. It's really hard to see Paul feeling so emotional because that's his dog, you know, they've been through everything together, they've moved houses 10 times together, you know, he was a bachelor with him, and then we met, so Jimmy has been around way longer than I have, way longer than Maggie has, so it's definitely sad. He's definitely a staple in our family, and we don't know exactly what's going to happen. You know, once we get the test results back, we kind of have to discuss end-of-life or quality of life, see where he's at, see what makes the most sense. And for our family, it's really hard to make that decision, of course. So it's just a lot to consider, a lot of emotions. Jimmy's such a staple in our family, so I just can't imagine our life without him. Just keep us in your thoughts and prayers because it's really sad. And if you've lost a pet, you know just how hard it is to watch them deteriorate, and having to make that decision for them because they're an animal is just extremely hard, and you just want to make sure you're making the right choice for them and for your family. So yeah, just be keeping us in your prayers, and if I disappear for a while, that's why. So thank you guys for letting me talk about the serious stuff that's been going on in our lives. So now I'm going to move on to the reason for this video, which is the I Heart Fall tag, and I was tagged by Ashley, and I will link her channel below, of course, and she posts content related to homemaking, motherhood, and homeschooling. So if you're into that kind of thing, definitely check her out. And at the end of this, I'll tag a couple people as well if you want to participate in this tag. This is the first time I've ever done one like this, so hopefully it's fun. I love to be festive in this season, so definitely excited to participate. So this is just going to be 10 questions related to fall, and we're just going to answer them really quick. And so the first one is, what is your favorite fall scent? I am not a huge candle person. Paul is actually the candle guy in our family. I love pumpkin spice, typical. I think honestly though, my favorite one might be banana bread or like different baked goods. We always go to Walmart and get candles because they're super affordable, and they have the 3-wick candles. So we're always, you know, scoping out some scents there. Or I think there's one that's apple pumpkin, that's one of our favorites. But I definitely stray away from floral scents or like perfumey scents. I'm like the opposite of that. I want something that smells like you're baking. The second question is the best way to spend a rainy day. And we don't get as many full-blown rainy days here in Florida. We get like a rainstorm and then it's sunny again. But on the rare occasion that it is cloudy for most of the day, I love to stay in, read a book. Since I have a child now, it's a little bit harder just to do whatever I want. But we do like to hang around and watch movies, read together, definitely make a latte or a tea and sip on that. And honestly, we like to go on the back porch and watch the storms come in because we can sit there under cover and just watch out for lightning and thunder and enjoy the cozy rain. So I like to spend it outside if I can. The third question is your favorite fall drink, and I definitely have to say my number one favorite drink that I look forward to, and if you've seen my other videos you already know, Starbucks pumpkin cream cold brew. Something about it is just so perfect. It's like a layer of pumpkin ice cream on top, and then you stir it together, and the cold brew is just perfect. Definitely my favorite, especially because it's always hot here in the fall. We don't get the changing of the seasons like we do in the Midwest, or like what I did because I'm from Ohio originally. Iced coffee is definitely a plus, and having the pumpkin in there is really nice. Alright, number 4. Are you a football lover? No. I actually hate football. I don't like anything about it. I'm sorry if you're a football fan. In our household, we watch basketball, and I don't even really watch basketball. Paul is obsessed with the Cavs. He always has been since he was a kid. The Cleveland Cavaliers. And he loves the NBA in general, and I'm really into the NBA if I'm going to choose something. But the NFL, I can't get into it. Don't like the culture. I don't like football as a sport. I think it's super dangerous and just like not good for people to be playing it. But yeah, I know I'm in the minority there, but not a football fan at all. Alright, question number 5. Favorite fall article of clothing? This one's hard because when I grew up in Ohio, we had great fall fashion, layers, boots, jeans, sweaters, scarves, you know, all the cute fall things. And in Florida, we just do not get that opportunity until winter. So my style has really changed. So I'm more into wearing like colors of fall. So burnt oranges, brown, golden yellows, those kind of colors. And then some themed t-shirts, like some pumpkin t-shirts, or I have one that says current mood and has a jack-o'-lantern. And I have one that is Minnie Mouse as the Bride of Frankenstein. So I'm more into like themed shirts, t-shirts than favorite article of clothing because I can't really wear fall clothes. It's really sad. I miss that about the Midwest for sure. Number 6, favorite fall recipe. I would have to say pumpkin gnocchi is one of my favorite things to make every year. I've already made a recipe this time, and this time I shaped them in the shape of a pumpkin. Very labor intensive, but super worth it. You can check out my Instagram. I posted a reel of my pumpkin gnocchi on there. I like to make butternut squash soup or golden soup made of turmeric, and loaded baked potato soup. So lots of soups and stews and like chili and stuff like that. The pumpkin gnocchi is something I make every year. Favorite thing about fall? Well, If I still lived in Ohio, it would be the cooler temperatures and the changing of the leaves. But since I don't have that here, I would just say the overall festivities and the activities that people really get into around here. So even though we don't have the cooler weather, I feel like we overcompensate by doing different fall themed activities and decorations and things like that. So I love just going from summer and getting all the fall decorations out, starting to watch scary movies and fall themed movies and pumpkin spice coming out at Starbucks and things like that, and the decorations in the stores. I think overall the mood shift that happens is my favorite thing about fall. Favorite fall memory? I would have to say, to be cheesy, my wedding, because we got married on November 1st at the Cuyahoga Valley National Park in Ohio, and it was literally a perfect fall day. Even though it was November 1st, it could have gone one way or the other. It could have been super rainy and gross and cold, or it could have been a beautiful fall day, and thank the Lord we had a beautiful autumnal day with beautiful fall leaves in the background. So we had really nice pictures and stuff like that. Definitely just a nice time in my life, and we get to celebrate our anniversary every year in the fall, and so that's just nice. And other than that, I would say when I was growing up, we always went to Disney in the fall. My mom would drive us down from Ohio and we would do the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. I have a lot of memories from that and dressing up with my siblings and just trick-or-treating around Disney and watching the stage shows and everything. And then Paul and I have done that a couple times by ourselves as well. And now we're into Universal Studios, so this is our second year in a row of taking a fall staycation at Universal. So that's also a new fun tradition. Speaking of fall traditions, number 9 is, do you have any fall traditions? And I would say what I just mentioned, which is going to the Disney parties, the Universal Halloween Horror Nights, just doing our staycation in the fall has been really nice. That's kind of our tradition. Otherwise, you know, watching certain movies like Scream, Hocus Pocus. Last year and this year again, we're having a fall movie night with our good friends Max and Jenny's. Maybe that'll be a tradition that we carry on. Going to Boo at the Zoo and things like that. So it's really all activities based. So it's really fun to do these activities over and over and just kind of compare the pictures year to year. Number 10 is, what is one thing you want to accomplish this fall? I would say go to a pumpkin patch. And I do have this on the calendar with my friend Leanne. So hopefully we'll get to do it. But we have a pumpkin patch picked out, and they're also having pick your own flowers. So I feel like that's just the quintessential fall activity, is to go to a pumpkin patch and just soak in all the vibes and do everything that they have to offer. Like maybe they'll have apple cider or different fall treats we can try while we're there and take some fun pictures, maybe do a hayride. So that's definitely something I would love to be able to do. Hopefully it works out, especially with the unknowns with Jimmy right now. All of our plans are kind of up in the air. So I hope that that works out and that we can do that and not sacrifice on time with Jimmy or, you know, taking care of him. Definitely something on my mind and looking forward to it if we can go do that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it's kind of a two-parter. I hope that you're having a great fall season already. I really appreciate you watching my videos as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.